back inside University Credit Union Pavilion. Home sweet home for St. Mary's. The Gales leading the Owls 14-10. Steve, it's been a while since the Gales have been at home. 27 days in between their last home game, which was against UC Merced. That's the longest stretch without a home game for St. Mary's since 2021. That was during the COVID season when the Gales had a 37-day gap in between home games. And in a non-COVID season, the last time this happened, back in December of 2007, the Gales had a 27-day stretch, and they're certainly happy to be back at home where they're averaging 87 points per game in this building.
Right, in the first 6 games, they scored at least 80 in every game. In the 5 after that, which were either road games or neutral site games, the highest point total they had was 77.
87 points per game at home, 71 on the road. And the Gales, the shooting percentages, they tell a big story. The Gales are shooting it at over 50% at home and nearly 46% from 3 in this building. But on the road, especially from downtown, a different story. They're just at 27% when they're on the road or at a neutral site. Rory Hott comes away with a steal. Dent trying to get hot from 3, he's short. And the rebound trickles out to Josiah Parker. Gales have not hit a three-pointer tonight. They're 0 for 7 to start the game. Lob for Williams, broken up by Wessels.
Another good defensive play by Harry Wessels.
Wessels has Williams working on him down low. Up with the left hand, drops it in the bucket.
Friendly roll for Harry Wessels there, but he will take it.
Second one tonight for Wessels, who's averaging just over 3 points per game, but with 4 already here in the first half. And a foul is called. That's a St. Mary's foul on the shot. It's on Josh Dent.
Kanan Carlisle to the line. As you mentioned, Brian, he started his career at Stanford. It was a heralded freshman backcourt at Stanford with Kanan Carlisle and Andrej Stojakovic, and each player is now on his 3rd school. Carlisle went from Stanford to Indiana, now here at Florida Atlantic. Stojakovic went across the bay to Cal and now is at Illinois.
And Carlisle, all Pac-12 freshman team honorable mentioned in 2024. And he actually holds the Stanford single game scoring record by a freshman, had 31 points against Washington State. And that was a Kyle Smith-led Washington State. Of course, Kyle Smith now the Stanford head coach, but before that of the Randy Bennett coaching tree.
It's been a decade here in Moraga building this program from the ground up.
He's also a very good free throw shooter as Carlisle, so no surprise that he makes both as Dent tried a little floater from the baseline. A little too much air under it. Owls want to try and push the tempo a little bit faster than St. Mary's. You've seen that, but once they get down into their end of the floor, going to stalemate. Williams, mid-ranger, knocks it down. And the scoring for Devin Williams as the season goes on and he gets more comfortable in this Jacobs system, it's starting to come around. Foul called on Xander Pintalon, it looks like. Yep, a little bit of a shove on Morauskas, and that'll put the Lithuanian back at the free throw line. To finish that thought on Williams, Steve, John Jacobs was talking in his weekly press conference about the youth of this squad, and in particular Devin Williams, a guy who has not played a lot of basketball, had just 10 games played at UCLA before transferring over. And look, he's one of the best shot blockers in the NCAA. He's got 35 on the season. That's 7th best in the country. And if his offense can come around, he's going to be one heck of a player. And the more he plays, the more comfortable he's going to get.
You would think. And having Vanterpool and Carlisle in your backcourt, you've got a pretty good amount of scoring just from those two guys. If you get more scoring from Williams, that would bode quite well for FAU.
Morauskas is 6 of 6 from the line tonight. He's the only Gale to go to the stripe. And St. Mary's leading it by 6, 20-14. 9:40 to go in our opening half. As that one's thrown into the backcourt, that'll be a violation right towards us, I believe, as Carlisle is into the seats, and it is. Just a little bit delayed on the call, but the right one nonetheless.
And I will admit to thanking Kanan Carlisle for not coming directly onto our table here and veering to our left. Thank you, Kanan.
All I could do was stick my hand out. I was ready for it, but he fortunately flippered that one off to the side, and the broadcasters were safe. That's the most important thing.
That's the way I look at it. You can see it looks like the Florida Atlantic game plan is as soon as Morawskis gets the ball, there's a double team coming at him.
Dent trying to beat the shot clock. He's blocked by Vanterpool. And the Owls work it the other way. Yeah, that was something that Jacobs was talking about to the media this week as Carlisle goes for three right in front of Randy Bennett and drains it. Kanan Carlisle. But Jacobs was talking about how to contest some of these rebounds because St. Mary's is such a good rebounding team. And he said, we're going to have to double whoever's at center down below because we don't have somebody who's 7'1", 7'3" to match up with Wessels or McKeever. So you'll see a lot of players collapsing as Harry Wessels goes up and under with a beautiful move.
Yeah, he went cross under, went backhanded, so to speak, with his right hand, and give Liam Campbell credit for an excellent pass to get the ball to Wessels to make that play.
Vanterpool in and out from the corner, and Morawskis cuts off Liam Campbell for the rebound. Ball tipped out of bounds. Carlisle thought that it went off Dent, but our officials saw it the other way. St. Mary's will keep it. Hawk comes off. Dylan Shaw back on.
It's kind of a strange scoring line right now, or stat line anyway. The Owls have committed 8 turnovers, the Gales none, but the Gales are 8 for 22 from the floor. The Owls are shooting 50%, they just aren't getting many shots.
Josh Dent was left wide open underneath the basket. He slipped past Maxime Logie, who checked on, the one-time Oregon State product. And Dent makes it a 7-point St. Mary's lead, under 8 to play.
And Dent had been 0 for 5 from the floor, so that has to feel good for Josh Dent.
Logie tips it in. And we're going to say no basket.
I think it's basket interference.
Yep, all right, so the basket does not count, and that will send us to a timeout. It's St. Mary's 24 and Florida Atlantic 17, 7:42 left to play.